I'm tired today. I didn't sleep.
Behind the scenes with Renee.
This is not my day. I apologize, Tegan. I'm very sorry. Okay, we're done here. It is whoops. Let's do that again. Hi, I'm Renee and I'm a gender. I'm not looking down. I didn't script this. I don't know if you can tell. The easier it will be. I can't do it today, Tegan. Okay.
Behind the scenes with Renee.
Oh, shoot. Where's my script? I forget the rest of that line. Act quickly. Blah, blah, blah.
Fantastic.
Just the thing. Just the thing. No, the hand, we're getting rid of it. Can you hear that wind? Like my whole house is creaking. Done so. Hello, I'm back. I have a question for you at the end of this video, so don't go anywhere. As you might know, I took April off to go on a maritime road trip, and I wanted to share a few highlights with you. I drove over 3 provinces and 3 states. I slept in my car in parking lots, on beaches, in forests, on mountains, in churchyards, and in front of an abandoned house. I saw some amazing tides in the Bay of Fundy, as well as some incredible sunsets, rocky coastlines, and I got trapped in a snowstorm in Prince Edward Island. It was great, and I'll definitely be doing it again soon. But enough vacation talk. Now it's time to get back to unraveling the mysteries of the voice. So what I want to know from you is, what are your top 2 concerns about your voice? This could be questions related to trans voice stuff, but it doesn't have to be. It can be about singing or public speaking or voice dysfunction or vocal anatomy or why dairy affects the voice or anything at all. Let me know in the comments and I'll get to work answering all your burning questions. You are never going to believe what I have to tell you about the following 2 audio clips. Listen to this.
Hello, hi, how are you?
Hello, hi, how are you?
I'm a gender-affirming voice teacher, and these are 2 clips that a student in my online course, Trans Vocal Exploration, shared with me. It sounds like a before and after, right? But here's the thing. These were both recorded at the same time, only a month after this student started my course. Don't get me wrong here. The point is not that things have been easy for this student. She works very hard. She meets with her study buddy. She attends my office hours, and she still struggles sometimes, like everyone doing this work. The point is that this voice has been present in her all along, all of her life, even if she didn't know it. Many people think that when we work to modify our voice, we're creating a fake voice. But the fact is that all voices are created through habits formed from listening and practicing. When you're a child and you're made to believe that you're a boy, for instance, and you are told that dad is also a boy, then you're more likely to imitate his vocal habits. This practice develops certain muscles to create the voice that you use now. However, if you imitated mom's habits, you would have a different sound, just like you'd have a different accent if you were raised in a different place. The big take home here is that it is not inauthentic to, as an adult, choose to redevelop your voice, just as it's not inauthentic to work out to create a certain body shape.
Get thick and square!
So now that you know all this, go back and listen to those clips at the start and see how that's changed your perception. I hope this helps.
And that was 3 exercises to improve your posture.
That is my friend Dibs. They're a transpersonal trainer, and I asked them to help me talk about posture and voice masculinization. What do posture and the voice have to do with each other? A lot, actually, but today let's focus on the pharynx. So the pharynx is a tube of muscle that sits just above your larynx at the back of your throat. It's a part of your vocal tract. So a big part of vocal masculinization is darkening the resonance of the voice by making the vocal tract as big as possible. So when I lower my larynx and I make the widest space possible, I get a darker sound, even if I haven't changed the pitch. However, when you hunch and jut your chin forward, you compress this tube and make it smaller. To get that dark, boomy sound we want, we need to bring the chest up, we need to bring the chin back, and we need to bring the crown of the head up. Just think stand proudly and you'll get it. However, I understand that a lot of transmasculine individuals have a long history of hunching for reasons related to chest dysphoria. Trust me, I get that. If that's you, you may have a muscular imbalance, making it hard or even painful to have this good posture. And this is where Dibs comes in. So Dibs is going to show you 3 easy exercises to develop the muscles that you need to correct this imbalance and get you standing proudly and loudly in no time.
Want to know 3 ways you can improve your posture without any equipment? Try this. Chin tucks. Put your finger in front of your chin and then move your head back. Hold 3 to 5 seconds and then release. You can do this sitting down, standing up, in your car. Pressing your head against the headrest also feels great to release tension. 3 to 5 seconds per hold. Do it maybe 8 to 10 times. Number 2, reverse plank. Fingers towards the heels. Push up as high as you can, opening the chest, extend the arms. Keep your head in line with the rest of your spine. And extend, open the chest, lock out the hands. You can put your hands this way, but I recommend trying to put them forward if you can. Number 3, making the letter I and the letter T. Thumbs up, head down, squeezing up with your shoulder muscles as high as you can, slowly drop down towards the ground. You're going to do 8 to 10 letter I's. Same thing, lifting up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, slowly drop back down to the floor. You want to do this as high as you can without engaging your lower back. So you want to keep your hips flat, don't let them pop up, and don't lift your head to the ceiling. Keep looking down at the floor. And that was 3 exercises to improve your posture.
Lee asked, why the heck did I lose so much strength in my voice now that I'm on T? Can I build some back? I miss singing. Let's talk about how testosterone affects the voice because it is so interesting and I have so much to say about it. An important note, if your body cannot produce adequate testosterone to affect your voice, store-bought is fine. The changes that occur are exactly the same. So when I'm talking about testosterone or T, I'm referring to both body sources and non-body sources of testosterone. So in a nutshell, T causes a thickening of the vocal folds and growth of the pliable cartilage of the larynx, which in turn causes lengthening of the vocal folds as the anchor points of the vocal ligaments move away from each other. If you're older when you undergo your testosterone puberty, like late 20s or older, your larynx may be less pliable and may not grow. So you would get the thickening of the vocal folds, but not the lengthening. So thicker vocal folds create the buzziness that we associate with masculinity, but longer vocal folds give you the drop in pitch. So when you hear like one of those higher buzzy voices that we associate with some older trans guys, that's kind of the reason. It's because they got the thickening, but maybe not the lengthening. And this can be a voice that some people intentionally seek. So they would intentionally wait until later in life to take testosterone. It's really, all about personal preference. Now, back to Lee's question, why might a person lose vocal strength when taking T? So there are a few reasons why this might happen, but here are the top 2 reasons your voice lost strength on T. Number 1, hoarseness caused by strain. So as your voice changes, your brain has to relearn how to efficiently and easily create sound. 8 sets of muscles are involved in phonation. So it can be complicated for your brain to relearn efficient phonation from scratch, which is something you learned as a child. In the meantime, your brain will continue to go down old pathways, causing you to use your new instrument incorrectly. And this will lead to strain, fatigue, and hoarseness. You may also be straining to speak a little bit because those muscles are stiff and fatigued from rapid growth. When those muscles fail to come together properly for phonation, we get voice cracks. The best way to treat this is with repetitive, gentle, exploratory exercises that will help retrain your brain. And I'll give a whole series of that in another video. Number 2 is water retention causing inflexibility of vocal tissue. A possible side effect of testosterone is water retention. This can occur in all muscle tissue, including vocal tissue, which would lead to stiff, inflexible vocal folds. This can make it challenging to phonate and possibly lead to incomplete closure of the vocal folds, leading to an airy, light sound. The way to figure out if this is the case for you is to make a sound in your head register, so the upper part of your voice. And if there's a gap between the attempt to phonate and the sound, then this is likely the issue. The longer the gap, the worse the swelling. So that would look like, you start to try and phonate and you're unable to, and then the sound comes, right? So the longer the gap, the worse the swelling might be in your vocal folds. If this is your situation, you actually want to avoid vocal exercises because attempting to sing through this can cause damage. However, water retention from tea is a temporary side effect and it will pass. You just got to be patient. In fact, it's important to remember that any new challenges that develop during the first year or so of your testosterone puberty are likely temporary. Being patient and gentle with yourself is super important. I hope this helped. On Instagram, Mardelire said, something you've mentioned in several videos is getting into your target voice. Is there a point where it comes naturally and you don't have to think about it anymore? This is a totally understandable question, especially at the beginning of your voice journey. When first starting out, it takes so much cognitive energy to create your target voice, and it can feel totally unsustainable and something you would never be able to do every day forever. The good news is that over time, you will develop muscle memory so that getting into your target voice becomes quick, easy, and effortless. Let's compare it to learning to play the piano. When someone first starts to learn the piano, they have to think about each note on the page, compare that to its location on the keyboard, then think about which finger they're going to use to play it, then figure out how they're going to move that finger to get there. It's so many steps. But after years and years of playing the piano, you develop muscle memory so that you no longer have to think about each individual note and each individual finger. Everything happens in one fluid motion. This process is true of learning to do anything big or small. We learn this when we learn to walk, when we learn to do chores like the dishes or the laundry or making the bed, right down to making our coffee and tea in the morning. You may not remember a time when doing the laundry was a heavy cognitive burden, but there was a point where you had to think about every single step. Now I bet you could do it in your sleep. The same will one day become true of your target voice. Someday you will hardly remember a time when it was difficult. Remember that humans tend to overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can do in a lifetime. So stay patient, stay the course, get those months and years under your belt, and the time is going to pass anyway, so you might as well do the work. I hope this helped. This person asked, what are some exercises I can do throughout the day, every day, to feminize my voice? So, of course, the answer to this question varies from person to person, as each person's definition of a feminine voice is unique to them. However, in my experience, most people seeking to feminize their voice are looking to do three things: brighten their resonance, raise their average pitch, and lighten their vocal fold mass. So with these goals in mind, let's look at 3 easy exercises to feminize your voice. So number 1 is to brighten resonance. To brighten your voice's resonance, you need to gain control over the size and shape of your vocal tract. The most effective way to do this is to master control of the height of the larynx. The higher the larynx, the smaller the vocal tract, and the brighter the resonance. To gain fine motor control over the height of the larynx, my favorite exercise is the whisper scream. You're going to aspirate on an eh vowel as in edge, so that sounds like this. Your vocal folds should be partially open, allowing the air to pass through with some resistance, but not vibrating to create pitch. If you put your hand on your neck, you shouldn't feel any vibration when you're doing this exercise. If you do that, where you make a little bit of sound with the vocal folds, you'll feel a little buzziness right here. It should sound like, but not too strained, like, we want it to be more open than that. Once you've mastered that sound, you can start darkening and brightening it. Start with a yawn shape to create a darker sound. Then move your larynx up to make that sound brighter or more glassy sounding. You can either do this stepwise or on a gliss. Don't overthink it. Just try and copy the sounds that I'm making. This exercise is from Zena Arose from Trans Voice Lessons on YouTube. So if you like this one, go give her a follow over there. Number 2 is to raise the average pitch. So to work on raising your average pitch, the exercise I recommend is simply to memorize a new starting pitch. Everyone will be comfortable with a different pitch, so it might take a little experimentation to find the pitch that's right for you. Most of the students that I've worked with have fallen somewhere between E3 and A3, but a little higher or a little lower is comfortable. So E3, So this is going to sound a little low in my voice, but if you are trans feminine and you are feminizing, this might feel a little in the upper range of your voice. So anywhere in there is fine. Just experiment and find something comfortable. Don't try and make this note the highest note that you can comfortably do. You want this starting pitch to be the new middle low end of your range so that you still have some headroom to comfortably express yourself. Once you've chosen your pitch, you're going to play it regularly and repeat it until you can accurately guess it without hearing it first. And trust me, if you have viral TikTok songs rolling through your head all day in their original key, you can do this exercise. Number 3 is to lighten your vocal fold mass. Lightening your vocal fold mass is all about creating sound efficiently. In other words, we want to use the least amount of effort while still creating a full and healthy sound. The best way to do this, hands down, is straw phonation. Straw phonation is a favorite among singers, actors, and other voice professionals because of how powerful it is at creating efficient phonation. All you have to do is hum through a straw. You can do other vocalizations, but humming on a single note or glissing through your range is sufficient for trans voice work. The secret to this exercise is to find the right amount of back pressure. If there isn't enough pressure, like when you sing through a kazoo, you won't get the desired lightness in your speech. But if there's too much pressure, then you won't be able to do the exercise at all. Companies like Singing Straw sell these sets of 3 straws with different diameters, but you can increase the pressure of a normal straw simply by putting it in water. That is all for today. If you like these exercises and you want to learn more, check out my existing e-course, Trans Vocal Exploration. But I might have another course specifically for people looking to feminize their voice coming out soon. So if you want to hear about that when it launches, get on my mailing list. You'll find all of that in the link in my bio. I hope this helped. Many people think, oh, I should really have read this first. Certain muscles, this sentence is hard. Certain muscles, why? To create. Certain muscles to create. No. You would have, habits. Exploration.
Fantastic.
All right. Why is this? I just wrote this particular line. As you know, I took, oh my God. It's so hard to get back into this. We can do this. Wow. Oh, right out of the gate, we hate it. Okay, one more time. However, I might have, I think I peaked the microphone. There's so many trucks. Be the new middle low end of your range. I don't even know if you can hear that. This is just getting harder. This is actually my second video. You don't know this, but I did a whole take and it sucked. So we had to start again. Nailed it.